folks, so today's video is day number 4 using the Urban Decay Afterdark palette, and today I wanted to do something fun using sort of the lilac shades in the palette as well as some fun glitter and some new products that I'm trying out. So also I did dye my hair, so at the beginning of this video I'm going to include a couple minutes where I talk about the products that I use, so I hope you guys don't mind, but I figured it might be important because some people I'm sure are going to ask me about it. Without rambling on too long, I'm going to get into a little bit about my hair and then we'll get into the tutorial. Just because I might get some questions in regards to it and the color and whatnot. I mix together all my colors. I always like custom make stuff and they never have the colors that I want, and so I'm stuck kind of like mixing things together. I also don't like using certain things on my hair, so I like using this one particular brand. I bleached my own roots yesterday and then also dyed it this color. I didn't really extend the bleach down into like the bottom sections of my hair, so my roots are obviously much brighter than the bottom parts of my hair. Some parts of it took a little bit more green, some parts of it took a little bit more blue, like underneath it looks a lot more blue. I don't like it when my hair is like one uniform color, especially with a color like this. I find that actually makes it look a little bit more dimensional. Not like this color can look real in any sense, but it doesn't look like I bleached it all to one color and then dyed it all one color. If that makes sense. It just kind of makes my hair look unique to me. If you guys are wondering what dye I use, currently I'm using Arctic Fox. That just happens to be the one that I found works, and I've kind of switched to it the last couple times that I dyed my hair green. I used to use a brand called Special Effects, and unfortunately for whatever reason they no longer ship to Canada, or they're no longer allowed to ship to Canada. I don't know what the deal is with that. And so I switched to Arctic Fox, which I find at Hot Topic, as well as another like little punky kind of like alternative store in my city. Sometimes I will use Manic Panic, but the thing is with Manic Panic, it's the same price as this, but Manic Panic lasts about like 2 weeks on my hair. This is a lot more pigmented and has a little bit more longevity, which obviously when I'm dyeing my hair like probably at least once a month, it starts to add up over time, and so I want something that's going to last longer and stain my hair longer, obviously because I'm not pissing away money. For those of you who are curious, the last time I dyed my hair I used just Phantom Green. So this time around I decided to do blue. This, unfortunately they didn't have 2 bottles of this. This is the color in Poseidon. And so the only other bottle that they had that was a blue was this one, which is Aquamarine. And let me just mention, this, while it is like a royal blue, is not as pigmented as the Aquamarine, and is surprisingly not as dark. They're empty right now, so I can't really show you the color, but you think that this is going to be the darker color. It's not. This Aquamarine has more green in it, and it really is what made my hair like this teal color. So sometimes when you mix 2 different colors together, one color will sort of overpower the other, and that's what the Aquamarine did. I feel like mixing that in with the blue, while it made it, yeah, a little bit more blue, really my hair is mostly this Aquamarine color. So if I were to go with 2 of those, it probably wouldn't have been much different than what it is right now. I mixed an equal amount of Poseidon with Aquamarine, and then I added in about 1/8 of a bottle of Phantom Green, just to make it into this. Yeah, it's definitely more teal all through this. Also, if you guys are curious, Phantom Green doesn't stain very much, but holy fuck does Aquamarine stain so bad, literally every surface ever. I haven't had a hair dye in the last 15 years that has stained as bad as this one does. Not to mention, like, I washed it like 3 times and my whole scalp is still stained, like you can see all through here. Yeah, so very, very potent hair dye, but yeah, that's what I use if you guys are curious. So a little bit of a longer intro there, but I know I was going to get questions about it and I didn't feel like it garnered a whole other video. Next I'm just going to move into the makeup tutorial. Alright, so moving on to the eyeshadow. As mentioned yesterday, I wanted to use 2 of the purple shades in the palette, and so I'm using Druggy. Terrible name for an eyeshadow. Like, I get it that that's like Urban Decay's thing, but like, come on, like, really? Anyway, so I'm using that, and I'm using Backfire, and then I wanted to do a fun sort of like festival makeup, I guess. I'm also going to be using the Sparkle Baby palette from Sugar Pill. I'm going to be using this color right here, which is like a light lilac, which is called Frostine. Oh, and then I'm also taking a little bit of Fringe, which is this blue Obviously I wanted to use a blue today. And then the stars just right underneath the eye actually come from this little like nail kit from Claire's. You just want to be really careful whenever you're using these kind of things around the eye. They're very sharply cut and they're not meant to be used around the eye, so I don't put them on top, I put them underneath. And I also just make sure that you use like an eyelash glue and be very, very careful whenever putting those kind of things near your eyeball. That's my warning. And then for brushes, I'm using 4. So I'm using a 217 from MAC and 2 little pencil brushes, and then just a 239 to pack color on the lid. So first off, I'm going to start in with that Frostine shade. Any sort of light lilac matte color would work just fine. This one just happens to be really pretty. I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to apply that right into my crease. I'm also just going to blend that up to the brow bone as well. That's just a really pigmented lilac shade, so that's why I like it. Next, I'm going to take my 239. I'm going to go into Druggy. Why call it that? Like, any other name would have been fine. And I'm just going to apply that just right onto the lid. This is almost more of a pinky purple, I want to say. It has a little bit of pink in it. And then just to add a little bit of dimension, I'm going to go in with Backfire on a pencil brush. Just get a little bit of that shade wiggled on there. And then this is just going to go right onto my outer corner, kind of into the crease a little bit. This color does have a lot of fallout for some reason. It might just be the brush I'm using though, so I'll kind of forgive that. Just keep that in mind. Alright, and then taking another little pencil brush, I'm going to go into Fringe. Literally the exact color of my hair. And then I'm just going to apply this as an inner corner color, highlight, whatever. Not really a highlight, but you know what I mean. I'm also going to take Druggy and apply that right underneath my bottom eyelashes as well. And then I'm going to add another little pop of blue right on this bottom outer corner. Just to kind of tie that blue in a little bit. And so it's not just on that inner corner. So I forgot to mention at the beginning, but I'm going in with the Kat Von D Alchemist palette. I'm using a little bit of this amethyst shade on like just a fluffier brush. And this is getting applied just right as a brow bone highlight. It's gonna pull that like really awesome purple color. I like it. And then I'm just going to take that as well and kind of apply it sort of on top of the blue that we have there. Alright, so then the last step before we apply lashes is just to add the little stars. I just grabbed 5 of them. I'm kind of doing like a triangle, like Illuminati confirmed. And so what I'm doing there is I'm just going to take my lash glue. I use House of Lashes eyelash glue. It's really fantastic and like strong and it lasts. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just doing 5 little dots. So 3 right there. Sorry, 6 I mean. 2 there, and then 1 underneath. And then I'm just gonna take my tweezers and stick them on. Alright, so then for the rest of the face, I'm using NYX Taupe Blush as a contour shade. Alright, and then my blush is just going to be NARS Orgasm. A little bit of that. I'm going to do my highlight, that amethyst color, just on the top of the cheekbones. Love this palette. It's so convenient and nice and fun when you just want like fun color on your face. Alright, so that's everything for the eyes and the face. Now, I did just get a new package of fun from Sephora, and so, ooh, sneak peek. I'm so excited to use this. That's basically kind of what inspired today's look, was the fact that I was waiting for this palette to come in. So yeah, this will be next week. I'm very excited to use it. So this is one of the new cream lip stains from Sephora, and this is really the only one that I was super interested in. I'm on basically a no-buy for liquid lipsticks unless I find 1 or 2 that like really catch my eye. I wanted to try out this color because, hell yeah, Sephora. Basically like a dark kind of foresty green. I do have a shade kind of similar. This is from ColourPop. It's called Dr. M. Very similar actually, like almost identical. But the ColourPop one sucks. So I basically got the Sephora one because I like that color and I want to test out the longevity of it. Alright, so then with the lips applied, that is the finished look. So far on first impression, this applies really nicely, just like all the other Sephora lip creams. I'm always worried when brands sort of expand their range if they change the formula up, but so far it doesn't. And so hopefully if this lasts as well as the dark purple one that I have from them, this is going to be a favorite. So yeah, that wraps up day 4 using the Urban Decay Afterdark palette along with numerous other things. So stay tuned for tomorrow. It's going to be the last day using this palette. I'm going to do sort of a bronzy blue kind of thing. And yeah, so hopefully everyone is doing good. And until my next video, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.